Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from Guitarlessons365.com. Today we're going to learn how to play the intro and the verse to One by Metallica. So I'm sure everybody knows this one. I'm going to be doing all the rhythm parts. I'm going to do that little solo in there that I played just now. And then we're going to take a look at the verse, which is pretty much the same thing, just kind of a little variation thrown in there. Alright, this is just going to be the first of a few lessons. We're going to cover this entire track. So here we go. We're going to start here with just this. We're in standard tuning here. Second fret on the A string, fourth fret on the D string. Pick those one after the other, and then lift up the note that's on the D string, and pick across those strings again. So now it's an open D. So we have. All right. The next is the exact same, except the low note is at the third fret on the low E string. Back to the beginning, back down to that third fret. So after you've done that twice, then you hit the G string open, then you continue on, the same thing. From here, instead of going straight to the third fret here, you're going to use the open A string as the low note. Now the third fret on the low E string. And then we're going to end it with, which is just the low E string with the second fret on the A, and then the second fret on both of those strings. All together. Alright, so then you're going to keep repeating that underneath this solo. So the first phrase of the solo sounds like this. Alright, so we're going to hammer from 2 to 4 on the D, over to 2 on the G string, then a whole step bend and release at the 4th fret on the G. So we have. Alright, now you're going to pull off 3 to 2 on the B string and grab the 4th fret there on the G. Same thing again on the B, but now you're going to play the 2nd fret on the G after it. So we have this. Then you pick that note, 3rd fret on the B string, and then do the pull off again, resolving on that 4th fret again. So we have this. All together for that phrase. Alright, and now we have this kind of phrase that goes down the G string. Sounds like this. Alright, so that one is a little unique. It changes as you go down. You're going to start here pulling off real quick from the 11th fret to the 9th fret on the G string and quickly sliding down to the 7th fret. Now when he slides down to that 7th fret, he pretty much kills the sound. And then he does the same lick, except now you're going to be pulling from 9 to 7 and then sliding quickly down to the 6th fret and releasing the pressure, so then that note does that quick. All right, so from here now, he changes the lick and he does all pull-offs. He pulls off 7 to 6 and then pull off to the open string. And then you do the same thing here at 6 and 4 on the G string. So we have this. Jump back here to the 2nd fret, pick it, and then pick it again and slide it up to the 4th fret. Change fingers now and slide into the 4th fret with your 3rd finger. Then hammer 2 to 3 on the B, pick 2 again. Then do that again. Well, you slide up to the 4 again. Go over to the 2nd fret on the B, this time pull off 3 to 2. Over to 2 on the G, and then pick it again and slide it back up to that 4. So all together, real slow. All right, now the rhythm, obviously, he's just kind of holding that note while the rhythm guitar part has made it to that part. It keeps going through here. We're going to start with the 2nd half of it. That lick, first lick sounds like this. So that's a quick little sweep across 16 on the G, 15 on the B, 14 on the high E. And then you're going to hit an upstroke here at the 19th fret. Kind of want to make it sound a little bit percussive. All right. Then you can pull off 17 to 15 on the high E, hammer on 14 to 15, and then jump over and grab the 15th fret on the B. All right, next phrase. So we have a pull off from 7 to 6 on the G, and then you play the 7th fret again. Then do that same lick, that 9 and 7. Then the same thing at 9 and 11. Then slide into the 12th fret, pick it a couple times, then play 11th fret. All right, now we get to probably which is the most difficult part of this intro solo. It sounds like this. All right, so that's gonna, the first part of that is 14 on the, it's basically based around this B minor triad, just so you, but we're gonna have 14 on the A, 12 on the D, 11 on the G, then 12, 14 also on that G. So just 11, 12, 14 on that G when you get there. All right, the next one is similar. At the last note, you're going to roll over and grab the 12th fret on the B, not play that 14th fret on the A string, on the what's the A note, but on the G string. All right, now we're going to go more straight across the arpeggio all the way to the B string. So we just went that 14, 12, 11, then the 12 on the B. So. So it gets a lot easier when you get there. 14 after that 12, 15, slide up to 17, 15, 14, then 12, 14, and 15, 12. So that's just a little melody you just kind of have to memorize. Just over those few notes. All right, now when it's leaving the solo, it changes up that little rhythm. So that's at 0-2 again, then 2-2, back to 0-2, and then hammer 2 to 4 on the A, and then play that 2. So we have. Okay, and now we get to a variation on that riff. There's still no vocals yet, so we're not to the verse yet. So this one sounds like this. part. So that takes us to the verse. So there's a lot going on there. It's based off the same intro notes. So we still have the same kind of notes we're playing in the left hand, but it's now 5th string, 4th string, then back to the 5th string. Then you're going to lift up and hit the open D string twice, and then 4th fret, and then back to the open. So we have, okay, so that's the first pattern. Then the second pattern happens on the next note. So we get now that 3rd fret bass note. So that was just slightly different. We went to the same, pick the low E string, then the D string, back to the low E. Now instead of going 2 open strings, then the fretted note, then the open string, it's going to be 1 open string, 2 fretted in the middle, and then the open string. So it's slightly different. So the difference, see if you can hear it. And then when you go back, it just does one and then it does the other, and it goes back and forth each time. 2 open strings, 2 fretted notes. Now after that one with the A string in the bass there, because we're just going through the same orders we did before, that's when you hit that open G string. Alright, so the ending is kind of taking us to this little interlude thing. Low E open string, hammer 2 to 4 on the D string, back to the 2. Then you can play 2 on the low E, 4 on the on the A string. Then you're going to move up 1 fret, and then you're going to pick across the 6th fret string, 5th string, open D, back to the low E string. So we have this. Alright, then shift up 2 more frets and play 5 on the low E, 7 on the A string. Alright, so now this next part here is a layer. There's a lot of guitars here. There's acoustic guitars, there's electric guitars and stuff. So what I've done is try to put them all together to something you can just play that'll sound reminiscent of it. So it's got little licks out of each part usually. Alright, so that opening is... now we get this power chord shape off the 5th fret on the A string, the 7th on the D, the open G string. Then you're going to play the 7th fret on the G, let everything ring as much as you can, back to the 7th fret there on the D, then that open G again. Now that open G is when you're going to shift down and start, so you have to move when you hit that last open G. And then you're going to grab, pick the 5th fret on the G string, then do a quick hammer from 4 to 5, pull back up to 4, and slide down to 2. Then hit the open G again. So we have this. Alright, then we have this little quick lick, which is electric guitar that's way in the background. So that's just hammering on 0, 3, pulling back off to 0. That's on the B string. Then the open G string after it again. Alright, this next chord, you're going to do a little bar from the 1st and 2nd strings here, the 1st fret, open G, and then the 3rd finger here, the 3rd fret on the D string. Just pick across those. And then we're going to go off an E minor chord. So all you really need is your 2nd finger right there at the 2nd fret. And that's just going to be picking the 4th string, 3rd, 2nd, back to the 3rd, back to the 2nd, and ending it with the 1st string. Actually, go from the 3rd string to the 1st, and then start back over with this phrase. And the 2nd ending is off that E minor. You just pick across the 4 strings. And then you grab that 3rd fret there on the A string. And then you're going to start the verse, which is very similar to where we were just picking. So the vocals are going here. There's one little slight difference there. So it goes like this. You hear that little thing I put in there? So it's basically same pattern. This is the second time when you're getting to this 3rd fret here, the bass note here on the low E string. You just pick them across like 3, 4, 3, 0, just each one once. And then you're going to hit these two, the open A and the open D string. You can also finger those here. It's more comfortable for you to control the notes. And then you just kind of start from there again. All right. So it's well, it actually doesn't do that. It goes and it starts over again. But it does that same little variation in there. So that's what's going on during the whole verse up until we get to the chorus. And I'll be taking a look at those heavy rhythm parts in the next lesson. All right, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.